How your attitude affects your mental toughness. Our attitude heavily influences our behaviors. It sets the tone for how we approach difficult situations and respond to them. It largely dictates our psychological resilience when we encounter adversity and determines the actions we take to overcome or surrender to adversity. If we have a positive attitude, we're likely to evaluate situations and optimism and with confidence. If we have a negative attitude, we're likely to evaluate them with cynicism and fear. Our behavioral response to setbacks, challenges, and obstacles will spring from these feelings. In this lesson, we are going to look deep into our frame of mind and investigate its impact on our mental toughness. And you guys know we've been talking about mental toughness all month long. As we begin exploring how we perceive ourselves and our circumstances, this information can be puzzling and it can be obvious and make us blush. Okay, section 1, overcoming our circumstances and expecting them to change. Overcoming your circumstances and expecting them to change. When someone tells us to stay positive, we immediately think of the stereotypical positive thinker who goes through life expecting everything will turn out fine. This individual seems to be oblivious to their circumstances. He or she ignores life's difficulties, confident they will simply disappear on their own accord. He or she experiences no emotional distress because he expects life's misfortunes to just sort themselves out. In short, this stereotype is the stereotype of a positive thinker who presumes circumstances will always change in their favor. If life were a journey, he sees himself as a mere passenger with little or no influence on the events happening around them. But this image is a big mistake. Maintaining a positive attitude is not about harboring baseless optimism. It is about having faith that things will simply work themselves out. It is about recognizing that we can positively influence our circumstances, prevailing over misfortune and hardship by virtue of our talent and our ability and our capacity to adapt. This positive outlook, which importantly stems from self-confidence, is a requisite partner of our mental toughness. It dictates how we feel when we encounter complications. It governs how we respond to them. This mindset spurs us to assert ourselves, taking purposeful action rather than remaining passive and hoping for the best. The importance of commitment. When we make a commitment to something, we assign value to it. The outcome we seek becomes our estimation worthy of time, effort required to pursue it. Our actions and our decisions become focused on making it a reality. Our commitment not only encourages us to exert effort toward achieving our desired outcome, but also coaxes us to persist when things don't go right. For example, suppose you start a side business. You commit to making it a success. You commit to encouraging you to spend time on it and during the evenings and weekends. But it does more than that. If you've ever run a business, even a small one, from a corner of your bedroom, you know that a mirage of things can go wrong. And sometimes they do suddenly without warning. Lacking commitment, you might be tempted to just throw your hands up and say, I give up. Instead, your pledge to make your business a success prompts you to roll up your sleeves and work on overcoming whatever roadblocks you've encountered. Committing to a task, a project, or a specific outcome gives us the resilience to stay positive and the resolution when we face obstacles. Our commitment helps us to endure when giving up would be easier. It allows us to persist, working toward our goal rather than surrendering to the short-term gratification. The willingness to pursue continuous growth. As noted above, a positive attitude gives us confidence we can overcome adversity. This frame of mind is reinforced whenever we learn new skills or improve our existing skills, absorb new information, or encounter new existing circumstances. Our competence and proficiency increases with it in our self-assurances. For this reason, it's vital that we pursue growth in all matters related to our commitments. In fact, pursuing growth in matters that extends beyond our commitments is beneficial. Doing so exposes us to unfamiliar situations, which gives us an opportunity to expand our skill and set our knowledge base. People who are mentally tough have a growth mindset. They believe that their abilities are not set in stone, but rather they trust that they can learn new abilities. Often, when perceiving that life becomes difficult, these individuals rarely are inclined to give up. They perceive their shortcomings are areas that warrant improvement and setbacks as opportunities to learn from their mistakes. A growth mindset is integral to cognitive resilience. It is essential it is a consensual component of a positive attitude.